Hello farmers, today we're going to show you how to reuse the stickies. The stickies are these little help stickies at the top, and on this particular quest I have 5 stickies. On the next quest, number 2, we have 7 stickies, but that's still not enough to complete all of these products. Now I could get some of these products from my friends, but I wanted to show you can actually do this with all the stickies. So I have a friend that is going to assist me. She is going to fill the request as soon as I put them up. A little bit later in the video, I'm going to show you how you can sell multiple items on the same quest. And so she's all set up on the other end. We're going to go ahead and put our stickies down. 1 here, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we have 5 stickies down, and we have no stickies remaining for these other 4 items here at the top. And then we're going to put 6 of these 7 stickies on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now that we have all of the stickies on, I'm going to ask my friend to go ahead and fill those requests. Alright, so at this point my friend has notified me that she has filled these stickies, and so all I'm going to do is take the stickies back off of my screen and put them back up here. Alright, so I've removed all of those stickies. You can see I have 7 stickies remaining on this quest. I'm going to go back up to the first quest. I have 0, and we're going to just pick them from here and set them back up here. Now, because I have not closed my quest window at all, the game lets me move the stickies and put them back up on top, even though my friend was able to see the stickies were on and fill the request. So I'm going to go ahead and reload the quest page, and you can see my friend dressed in a beautiful bunny suit has filled all 5 items on quest number 1, and I still have my 5 stickies that I can now reuse on these upper items. So I'm going to go ahead and put the stickies on. If I wanted to get a second friend to come and fill multiple items, it could actually get done with just 2 people helping me. But I have plenty of friends that help me on quests, so I'm just going to leave those posted, and people can fill them one at a time as they need to. Now we're going to go on to the second quest, and you see my favorite little bunny friend has helped me out with 6 items down here, and I still have, again, all 7 of my help requests, so I'm going to be able to reuse those. There's 3 of them, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I will be able to get help on every single item. The next thing that I want to show you is how to fill items on a quest. Sometimes when you click to sell items, it will tell you that you don't have enough in storage, which means that you have already stocked all of those items in your facilities, and you don't have any left in storage. So it just says you don't have enough. So it's going to be important before you do quests to go into Facility Manager and store all of your ingredients. But you don't reload your ingredients because you need to hold them in storage while you do your quests. That way you have the products that you need to sell items to your friends. The next thing I'd like to cover is to show you how to fill items in your quest when you have multiple processes. For example, the crude oil barrel is going to unlock the petrochemical barrel, and the blueberries is going to unlock the blue ink. The sunflowers will unlock the yellow ink. So if I go to my friend's quest, you can see that I've got the blueberries and I've got the sunflowers. And when I come back to this quest, it still is not allowing me to buy the blue ink or the yellow ink. So I simply change to another person, And when I come back, now it allows me to buy the blue ink and the yellow ink. Go to another product and we'll buy the crude oil barrel, but it's not allowing me to buy the petrochemical. So I go to the next person, come back, and now it allows me to buy the petrochemical barrel. In this section, we're going to discuss how to sell multiple products to the same person, and we're going to need to use multiple tabs. I have a friend that has a couple of quests that need a couple of different products each, and so I'm going to first of all open up FarmTown in two different tabs, and to do that I'm just simply going to hold down the control key and press play, and while that's loading I'm going to take this tab offline. I now have the cooperative quests open in both windows for the same person, and you can see that they're asking for two different items. And so in tab number 1 we're going to sell the first item, which is going to be wool yarn, and immediately it goes away. I can't sell them any more products. That's why we have tab number 2 open, and we switch to tab number 2 and we still have the option to sell, so we just simply click and sell them the hibiscus as well. Now I go to another quest for this same person, and you can see that it also is asking for 2 items. So I'll go back to tab 1, pull up that same quest, and now I will be able to sell them both copper ore on tab 1, and go to tab number 2 and I'll be able to sell them llama wool in the same quest. So now I have filled 2 items on 2 different quests using 2 different tabs. If you have a friend that has, say, 5 items that they would like to have filled, you just simply open 5 tabs and follow this same message. In this section of quests, I'm going to cover my quest farm, and as you can see, we're on farm 28, which is my quests. I have my crops that I keep planted all the time. These on the left are going to be my 3-day crops in alphabetical order, then my 4-day crops again in alphabetical order, and finally my 5-day crop, which is just acorn squash. All the rest of these are 4-day crops. And over here on the right, I've got my 2-day crops that are, again, in alphabetical order so that I can find them easier. Up here in the top, I have just plowed fields, anything that is under 2 days, and I will just plant that as it's needed because it grows quickly and it won't hold up my quest. I have now switched the view over to trees, and you can see all of the trees that I have planted. Again, they are in alphabetical order, and you can see the lower alphabet here, and as we move to this side of the farm, the highest letters in the alphabet. So it makes it a lot easier to figure out where the trees are at. I have 16 of each tree planted. It's not that I need that many for quest, it just seemed to be a nice layout and they all fit on the farm. As I hide my trees, you'll be able to see that the pattern that I have the trees planted in, down the row this way alphabetically, and then started another row alphabetically. Now I've made my flowers visible, and you can see that I have the 16 squares of flowers in between the trees, so they're not taking up the same space. And again, I have them alphabetical from the low alphabet to the high alphabet over here on this side. The nice thing about the flowers and the trees, they don't ever die. You simply irrigate them every few days. By having 1 copy of every tree and 1 copy of every flower on a quest farm, you do not have to wait for the grow time or your normal harvest time. These are just simply always here and always available, so that if they come up in a quest, you come to this farm and harvest them. It just makes your quest go a lot smoother to have a quest farm where everything is available for you. Okay, so in this section we're going to cover how to store up quests and how to make sure that products do not finish out before you're ready for them to. So I'm going to go into the quest manager. Right now I have 4 products. I have, as an example, on quest number 1, I have done everything except harvest rice, which I can control the time that I harvest the rice. So that quest will not get finished. On this quest, I am holding off on producing walnuts, which I can also do at any time. And then when I'm ready to finish it, I'll get the walnuts. And I have 5 days to finish this particular quest, so it's okay where it's at. On quest number 3, I've held off on the onions because, again, I already have them planted and grown. I just simply have to go harvest them. Now, on this quest, I have already produced the aluminum ore just because I loaded my facilities. I produced the aluminum sheet just because I loaded my facilities. And so the next time that I load my facilities, it's going to produce the mailbox rentals. The way that I stop this is by opening the facility, and I go to the mailbox rentals and I turn off production, which is this little checkbox right here. Once you've unchecked that, mailbox rental will not start production unless I tell it to. Now, make sure that you only click on the box, because if you click here and start one batch, that quest will finish out. I'm not ready for this quest to finish because I want to save up one more quest, which will happen tomorrow. Then I'm still not going to allow it to finish tomorrow. I'm going to let the 20-hour timer run. So day after tomorrow, I will actually let this quest finish, which will immediately pop up another quest and it will be ready to go. If you look down here at the bottom, you can see that I have not actually completed any quests. And so the last time that I collected farm cash was on Sunday, and I've been saving up my quests Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now today is Thursday. I'm still saving up quests. So it will be Saturday before I actually allow a quest to complete. When the first quest completes, that's when your 7-day timer starts. Even if you haven't collected the coins, just simply the fact that it's completed has started your 7-day timer. Okay, so I now have 5 regular quests that are up. As you can see at the bottom, I have not completed any quests. On quest number 1, I just have to harvest rice. Quest number 2, I need to harvest walnuts. On quest number 3, I have to harvest onions. On quest number 4, this is the one that we turned off production. And so I'm just simply going to open it up and turn the production back on and go ahead and start a batch. And then quest number 5, I just simply need to harvest wheat. So what I'm going to do is go to my quest farm. Okay, so we're on my quest farm now, and as I explained earlier, I have all the different trees. My walnut happens to be at the very end of the alphabet, so it's right here on the edge. And I will simply harvest a walnut tree, and then I'm going to hide the trees. I'm going to go to my wheat and harvest my wheat. I'm going to go over to my onions and harvest my onions, and then I'm going to go over to my rice and get my rice. So those are all the different products that I needed. I already had them grown, and they were just waiting for me to collect. And now when I go back to my quests, we're ready to start production. Quest number 2, we're going to move on to black ink. Quest number 3, we'll start the final production. Quest number 4, we just started the final production. And quest number 5 only needs flour. So here in an hour or so, I will be able to unlock quest number 6, which is actually already available. I just can't see it right now because after I got the 5 quests over here, I waited another 24 hours before I finished these off. That way I actually start my week off with basically 6 quests, and so I've got an entire 7 days to finish the final 2 quests.